Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to Auntie P's Restaurant Yard. Today we are going to do quite an exquisite dish, but we're going to make it simplified for you. My purpose is to get you that restaurant meal with the quick and easy format, but yet getting that much great tasted, probably even better tasting food than you would out of some restaurants. However, let's make it less labor intense for you at home. With that being said, this is our goal, and with that today we have some chicken breasts. We're using 2 chicken breasts and we're going to thin slice them. We're also using a choice of veggies, and today my choice of veggies is some bok choy, with which I've already washed. We're also going to be using some, Jamaicans call it chocho. However, Spanish people and would refer to chocho as being something else. Here we call it the chayote squash. CHOYOTE, squash. Jamaicans, chocho. Spanish have a different name for chocho. But this is our chocho. This is our chocho for our chop suey. So we're using chocho, some cabbage, some hot pepper, some carrots. I'm going to use 2 large carrots, my bok choy, my onion, and some green peppers. It's going to be simple. In turn, I am going to start slicing my bok choy. I am going to go about 1/4 inch thick. Now, bok choy, very much like cabbage or spinach, once start cooking, it will shrink completely. However, we're not going to cook this all the way to where it becomes too mushy. You want your food to be a little bit of a crunch when completed, and we're going to show you how it's done. Wait for it. So I'm going to slice all these veggies, carrots as well. I'm going to julienne slice the carrots, julienne slice the onions, julienne slice the green peppers as well. And for if I'm using terminologies that is not that knowledgeable to many, because as we said, we're going to be doing our cooking channel basically is for ones who don't know. So with that being said, I'm just going to slice it just like that. And onions, as you know, will also cook down soft to a soft or in less in size. So we're going to cook it or cut it just like that. The same thing applies to the carrot. The same thing is going to also apply to the chayote, as well as the green peppers. Now, what I'm doing here is I am trying to simplify my life. And if you got to be careful as well, because if you don't do it correctly, you can easily hurt yourself. So I'm going to cut the carrots in portions, and then in turn, I am going to julienne slice it, make it simple. There we go. Look at that. Very simple. We're going to add all these ingredients together, and then we're going to show you what next. Wait for it. It's coming. We Jamaican style, right? Chop suey, simple put, stir fry. My idea, my purpose is to try to get everyone to have that restaurant presentation at home, from home, and making your meal quick and easy, as if you sat down at the table and your waiter took your order. We have cut the chicken breast in thin chicken strips, and then we're going to wash again with some vinegar, and then we're going to season. We're just going to use a simple black pepper, some garlic in order to season it, and then we're going to put it in the skillet. So now that we have finished cutting all our veggies, here I have already washed all my veggies. The chayote been washed clean, de-eyed, which is taking the eye out of it. I have sliced it. It is also the cabbage. We've also went ahead and also sliced as well, or chopped. The same thing applies to, there we go. It's already sliced as well. The same thing for the bok choy, the sweet peppers, the carrots, the onions. So all this is all mixed in beautifully. We then in turn have gone through and we have seasoned our chicken. I put a touch of paprika in here because I sort of like my chicken having some color. So because we're not putting any browning and we're not going to add no ketchup or anything of this nature, I just don't like to see my chicken totally white. So I want a little color to it. So in the meantime, what we're now doing is we're putting some olive oil in the skillet. We're going to get that olive oil hot. We're going to then add the chicken, getting it partially cooked. Then we're going to add the veggies, overcooked meat. So we're going to add the chicken, get the chicken partially cooked, halfway done. Then we're going to add the veggies. While the veggies are added, the chicken will come together. It's going to flavor all that veggies. All its juices is going to be added to the veggies. We're going to a heights you've never been. So we have now coated our pan with oil, maybe a quarter cup of oil. And we're going to add the chicken in. We can add all the chicken in at once. And we're going to add all the chicken in at once, just like that. Of course, everything you do, make sure you remain sanitary. Washing up, cleaning up, wiping down, all immediately to avoid any bacteria sitting in, creating for you or your loved ones for who you're preparing to cook for. So we're going to leave this on. Won't take us no more than maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes on medium heat. You just want it to be partially cooked because you want the natural juices to get into your food once your veggies are also going. And it's a two-stage event after you've prepped your food. The majority of your time is in prepping. If it's something that you're planning a menu and you're planning on doing this in advance, it's okay to go ahead and get all your veggies prepped prior to. You can even prep it a night before, ziplock it, and once your meats, the day of or your time of events, you cut your meat, you season it, or you can season it the night before, cover it, then it will be well marinated. But the time consumption is primarily in just making sure your veggies are washed as well as chopped. It takes me no more than about 10 minutes to knock it all out. The entire meal in completion, prepping chicken, prepping veggies, cooking it all, takes roughly no more than about 20 to 30 minutes in total. With that, here we are. Our chicken is looking nice. And I'm using some olive oil. I use some olive oil to coat the bottom of the pan. So you're looking also at a healthier choice. In meal, it's one of the greatest things about chop suey. You can do any choice meat you like. You can have beef, you can add steak, you can do shrimp, and you can do total vegetarian, which is also another option. Your choice of veggies are up to you. Some people like using baby corn. Some people like using beans. It's your call. But because we're doing the twist, and I like the veggies of the bok choy, and I like the veggies of the chocho or the chayote squash, my carrots, my green peppers, my bell peppers, it will give you a new flavor and the health benefits of what we're doing as well. One of the sweetest part of this meal is you can have it with noodles as well. You can choose to have it served with noodles or over noodles. You can choose to have it with a cup of rice with it. The options are endless. So with that, we're doing this chicken. It's just where I want it to be. It's not, and because it's thin sliced, it doesn't take a whole lot of time. We're just going to do that with it. Here you see it's dripping with its natural juices and its olive oil. So here we are. Here we go. All of that is good to go. Now we have the veggies we already pre-cut. And then we're going to add all these wonderful, rich veggies in. And we're going to put it all in. Now, if you're in a restaurant, yes, you're wearing your safety gloves and you're practicing food safety standards to the next level. You're at home, you're cooking for your family, you touch your food, you make sure your hands are washed. You fall in love with the flavor of your food, you fall in love with the flavor of what you're doing. Your family will fall in love with you. So we're going to do this. We're adding all the veggies. I want you to follow me on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. Look at all these rich flavors coming together. I'm going to drop a bouillon in it, a chicken bouillon or a soup base. I'm not going to be adding any oyster sauce. We have allergies. We have folks with allergies. We want to keep certain things allergy friendly. So we're going to drop the bouillon in. If only I can own a package. See, I don't eat candy, so I don't even know how to unwrap a wrapper. So we're going to drop this bouillon in. And mark you, the broccoli has it creates its own liquid. Once the broccoli, the onion, it creates its own liquid. So as for that, you'll find that you don't need to add water to it. You don't need to add water to it. You turn your heat down. However, what we're going to do is we're going to add some seasoning to this. We're going to add half a teaspoon of some all-purpose seasoning. Just sprinkling it all over. I love me some spice, people. I'm sorry. So I put just quarter teaspoon of black pepper, some garlic. Oh, you can smell the aroma of the veggies coming out of this. I'm also making some rice to serve with this, so plain white rice. And again, as I said, you can have this thing because there's chicken in it, so you have your protein, you have your veggies. You can have this all by itself as one nice sweet meal by itself. I am going to just turn it over so that my veggies are getting nice and the seasonings are also blending in with everything else. And we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, covered. And I'll show you my finished product. Chicken chop suey completion. Love, subscribe, follow me. Hit me up on YouTube, follow and subscribe. This is our chicken chop suey with a portion of white rice. Delicious. Love you, boo-boo. Enjoy. Follow me. See you soon.